It's the Jim and Terry Show, the organ grooves of a 70s Hammond organ.
Hammond.
How many bands had one of those things on stage? Steppenwolf, I think, had one of these things.
Yeah, it's still a great sound. Yeah.
It is a great sound. I'm vintage. You're vintage. In fact,
are we ever? Terry, by the way, talking, and I'm Jim.
Yes, we're the Jim and Terry Show. The Jim and Terry Show coming to you from the Hobbit Hole. The Hobbit Hole is this little cinder block section of the basement. Used to be a fruit cellar, and we've...
Wait a minute.
We've taken out the fruit. No, we're not. We're the fruit on the shelves.
No. They got to visualize. There we are at
high-tech
some
studio?
cafe. No. We're supposed to be two guys sharing a coffee and just talking off the cuff, and we pretty well do. Just talk off the cuff. We don't study too much, about what we're going to do. We wing it. Have you heard? And so I don't know what have you heard? You heard anything?
Well, the big story for me was the No Kings protest, or in Canada, we had our version called No Tyrants, because we do have a king.
Yeah, and we like our little kingy, and
I almost spit my coffee.
Yeah, we like our king. Yeah, it was a very peaceful protest of at least 7 million. They say it could have been as high as 12 or more million people.
Even at 7,
it's kind of hard to count crowds gathering on streets.
Exactly. So they rely on the National Park Service, if I'm not mistaken, for their assessment of people. So my concern is that this thing, it's not a concern, it's an observation. The largest peaceful assembly in opposition to the status quo in American history, apart from the violent type. This was not a violent expression.
I don't believe anybody was arrested. And that was a real testimony to the desire, the concentration wasn't to cause havoc. It was just to make a statement. Because quite frankly, as we speak, a king is being developed into the United States. And that just goes against their whole constitution and everything. So it was a bunch of people getting together, millions and millions, very peacefully getting together. And I know that Trump and his cronies all said there was a low turnout, which was just, he cannot speak the truth. He hasn't got the ability.
No.
And they're all a bunch of morons. Did you see the video he released about him flying in a jet with a crown on?
Oh, my goodness. Okay, go down that rabbit hole.
And bombing the crowds below with feces.
With human excrement. Yeah. Here we go. What kind of president... I'm reluctant to use that title with him. What kind of dictator does that?
Well, it's like was it Marie Antoinette who said, "Let them eat cake"?
Yeah.
It's the same idea. Right now, there's a lot of people out of work because of the government shutdown, and it's shut down because the Democrats don't want them to slash Medicare and take away from those programs. They estimate at least 50,000 Americans will die a year should they not have the proper medical care that they have now. So that's what they're protesting. So while they're doing this, and while people are out of work, and while people are suffering, even though Trump thinks they're not, he's building a $300 million now ballroom, and he's suing the government, his own government, which is taxpayer money, for $240 million for them investigating him having classified documents at his house, which he actually had at. Yeah, so he has these documents, and you were going to mention Bolton. He's actually charged. Bolton.
He's indicted.
Yeah, he's indicted Bolton for having classified documents, yet he had classified documents, and Bolton really didn't, but he did, and yet he wants $240 million for being guilty of that.
Getting money from being guilty. Yeah. That's a nice racket.
What do they say? At least his family, or maybe just him, has made like over $3 billion since he's been in office.
Yeah, I heard a rough estimation that he's doubled his wealth.
Yeah.
So if it was 1 point something billion, it's now 3 something Yeah, so.
And now he's building that fine home for himself in
Oh,
the White
yeah.
House.
Well, I think you might be right. He's not going.
He ain't going anywhere.
He's not going.
Well,
okay, I wanted to get back to
He's going to go. We all have to go.
I
we
wanted
all
to
say goodbye.
I wanted to get back to the No Kings protest because it was a global phenomenon. It wasn't just in the United States. It was called No Kings in the United States because they don't have a monarch. In Canada, the Toronto protest was outside the U.S. Embassy, and it featured people in costumes as well, so it was a peaceful gathering, no arrests, no violence outside the United States Embassy, but it was called No Tyrants protest.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's the way it was portrayed in all countries that don't have monarchs. It's no tyrants. So no matter how you slice it, no matter how you name it, it's hard to take the criticism seriously. The criticisms from the far right, from Fox News, very little coverage on the right, but it was all over mainstream media and all over the independent media, at least the social media that I check. It was everywhere. It's hard to take the criticism saying, oh, yeah, it's just the communists. They're out there creating havoc and it's going to be violent. Portland is burning, says Trump.
No, we should have looked it up before we started talking, but he's now said he's going to send Santa Monica or someplace like that. I don't know, someplace in California. Yeah, only to, I think, get the American people used to the fact of military on the streets, because I believe he's planning sort of a coup, I guess. Usually a coup is the military takes over, but he's going to do something like that. Same as eventually, if he's allowed to continue on, he'll eventually just say that the White House is way beyond repair, and he'll tear it down and build a beautiful palace,
the Trump Tower,
for him. Yeah, for himself, a palace for himself.
Okay,
so he's willing. He's getting us used to the fact of military being in cities he don't like.
Now
to take them
I'm
over.
going to take that one step further and say that there was a live fire shooting artillery, well, not artillery, it'd be from naval vessels from, I'm going to say San Diego,
it hit
over the people's head, and apparently there was shrapnel. Something exploded over the people. So there was no injury that I saw.
No,
but
they had to close the highway.
But they closed that main highway.
I-5.
Yeah, that's right. So live fire during a protest.
Yeah.
That's as close to getting civil war as you can get.
See, all we're doing is waiting, really. People like myself are just waiting for the mistake to happen. And when that happens,
Okay,
the enemies of the United States are having a field day. They're just thinking, if they don't do something wrong, if we sabotage, they're just going to end up firing on each other. So,
and they will, and it will become close to the Civil War. Can you tell me what you think the event might be?
There's
mistake?
There's so many. It's like,
give me one.
Oh, okay. All of a sudden, one of the National Guards shoots a completely innocent person. It's already happened, but shoots a prominent person, and the police then fire back, or they overshoot their bounds, and military fires back, and next thing you know, you got Americans fighting against Americans. The anarchists just go, glory to God, let's just kill each other, and because they want the destruction. And all of a sudden, you've got everybody in America's got a gun, so they all just start firing. That's one scenario. It could be racial. I mean, remember, California was once Mexico.
That's right.
And
so
it's
a lot of
full
Hispanics,
Hispanic people, and you want all those to go because you want the white dominant race to, one of these days they're just going to say, no, we're as intelligent as anybody else, and we know how to organize, and we're going to put a militia to take care of your militia. That's another way in which it could happen. And then, of course, economic problems as well.
Have you seen the movie Red Dawn?
I might have, but I don't remember.
It's about Russia sending an invading force into the United States, and the people who saved them were the preppers.
You went over yourself.
That's okay. I will just let it go.
All right, we're having difficulties, folks.
We're having audio glitches. Gremlins. Do you remember the movie?
For sure. So we'll try to get it straightened out before the next show. What happens is if you talk about Gaza and not knowing who the enemy is. Imagine 350 million civilians, all with guns, and you don't know who's on whose side. What kind of American are you?
That's a great line from a terrifying movie, Civil War. Is it near coming to a theater near us or street near us?
Stay tuned, folks. Sadly, I don't want it to happen. I sound like I do, but I don't.
Jim and Terry Show, having a coffee and talking about the end of the world.
Oh, yeah!
Bye-bye for now.